Agent Phil Masinga for more on developments around this really sad day for the South African footballing fraternity. And as condolences keep pouring in, we're now joined on the line by former footballer himself, Lucas Radebe. Good afternoon, Lucas. Welcome to the SABC News desk on what I know is a difficult day as you really come to terms with the loss of a compatriot, a peer and a friend.
Good afternoon, Teshma. It's very devastating, to wake up in the news. Very sad news, like missing or having a friend who passed on. It's something that, to be honest, even knowing that he wasn't well, but you don't expect him to go this soon. So I was very hopeful that he would also right there. It's a very difficult day and a hard day, to take on.
Lucas, you both shared the field at Leeds. How did you experience him as a player on the field and a friend off the field?
We were not the best of friends. First of all, because we were playing for different teams in South. And I think when we against Cosmos and the hat trick, I think that's when we used to get into a fight. I think we became friends when we got to Leeds, where we managed to cope with the different conditions and weather conditions together, stayed in the same place in the digs. And that's when we forged a friendship where I think together we're talking about our success and how do we get there and what we need, what the expectations are. And we became very close friends, but he was mostly successful, especially in adapting quickly and then getting into the team at Leeds. That's why I think he got the name Phil Masinga from.
Lucas, it's not a great line, but you remembered so fondly, Phil, that is, you were both part of the A team that lifted the African Cup of Nations in '96 and then qualified for France in '98. Can you tell us a bit of that shared journey with Phil Chipper Masinga?
I think both of us, we were really blessed, with the talent and being a team that this is great names in terms of quality of the players. And I think our journey to the World Cup, I think Phil was one of our best, if I'm not mistaken, but he was one of those players that we knew that when he's in the field of play, he'll deliver the results. And I think he was a great guy. He was always motivated. He was always willing, especially when it comes to meetings and we talk about issues with the national team. He was always supporting and always saying something and being positive about and strength in what he believed in, which I think for us, it was an asset to have in the squad.
Lucas, let's talk a little bit about his transition from being a player to a very great administrator. We know he worked as an international ambassador for South Africa when we lobbied for the successful bid to host the 2010 World Cup. So he was a committed South African patriot who worked both on and off the field for football in the country.
Yeah, I think he was always capable of getting involved because obviously I think we were always looking or thinking about life after football, and he was one of those guys who were very interested in getting involved in taking our football forward. And I think one of those things that I think all of us were proud of, and he was one of the main guys when we hosted the 2010 World Cup, when he was part of the delegation, in promoting and all over the world, and he did it very well, with a lot of commitment and passion. That's how we knew Phil, even in the field of, he was passionate. He wanted to do what he's good at. I think, scoring goals and being successful.
Lucas, I must ask you, what lessons can young footballers take from the life and times of Phil, and how should we best remember this much-loved footballer?
I think, we need to appreciate the contribution, the impact that for players or legends like Phil Masinga has contributed, in the country. He donned that jersey, committed to the cause, and taking the responsibility, being one of the role models, and in the responsibility of delivering positively for the sports in the country, not just for football, but sports in the country, and striving to be a better player that he become a playing for massive teams, not just because he was talented, but because he respected the game. And I think he was passionate and he worked hard, and he knew what he was expected of him to perform at that level. And I think as youngsters who aspire to be like him, I think a great lesson we should learn is like, the name Phil Masinga, it didn't just come up from nowhere, but he made that name himself, and he made that name proud, and he was respected as a man and as a player, in a football fraternity. And I think that's one of the things that we need to adhere to. And again, I think let's respect and give due to the people that have played well. And again, I know it always comes to a point where it ends up in this way. But, it's great to tell a great story about the man that has impacted the society, and he never forgotten where he comes in a positive way.
International footballer there, Lucas Radebe, sharing some of his memories and insights for us on what is a very difficult day, and we do appreciate your time on the SABC News Desk.